Hello, this is Nice Wonder, and I am here with Rebecca Lurie. How are you, Rebecca?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's great to be here.
Nice to be here, too.
So, now, what is it exactly that you do with CUNY right now? CUNY stands for...
So the City University of New York. It's got 500,000 students in New York City.
Wow.
Yeah, spread out in for-credit and non-credit education. And we've got 25 different schools. Graduate Center, 4-year schools and community colleges. And I work at the newest school. It's called the School of Labor and Urban Studies, where we've had an institute running for 30 years called the Murphy Institute, but now we've converted into a school for labor and urban studies. And we offer a degree in labor studies, a degree in urban studies, and some certificate programs. We've been doing that for a while under a different school, but now we're all one school.
Are you in Manhattan?
We're in Manhattan, yeah. So about 2 years ago, I launched a project called Community and Worker Ownership Project, which lets us look at some of the issues for community control and some of the issues for labor rights and sort of empowerment, and says let's look at the cooperative models and see what we can do to help cultivate learning, research, exchange, to make more of that in New York. So in New York City, about 4 or 5 years ago, the City Council started funding a coalition for co-op business development, and over the past 4 years, it's now totaled $8 million. So we have a lot of activity going on within some of the nonprofits and the business development network in New York City for co-ops. So we said we've got to make sure that CUNY is able to offer some of that. So we have some education, we're doing a lot of workshopping, and we're trying to develop actually a certificate or degree program that would eventually be a degree in cooperative enterprise management or economic democracy.
So you probably would start with a certificate and start with that and then work towards a bachelor's program maybe?
Yeah. I mean, what we've already done is non-credit education in partnership with a lot of the community organizations. So I come out of a strong background in labor education and workforce education. So we have, with that, and with a lot of our partners within the city, have begun to really roll out some of the non-credit education, which is more of a continuing ed professional development space. So we have some classes there, but they are more like an afternoon workshop, a series of eight workshops, not like as rigorous as a college degree. In our labor and urban studies degree programs, we have already put in a couple classes. So there's a class on economic democracy, and that sort of overlaps with labor history and urban studies. And we'll be doing that, and in the spring we hope to do a conference. We were pretty much planning a conference, faculty conference on economic democracy. So we think that will really give us some of the background we need to continue to cultivate to then make an argument to the state for a degree program or a certificate program to start.
That's fantastic. Have you connected with Democracy at Work?
Oh, yeah. I speak to Rick Wolf and his people out. We have a Democracy at Work New York chapter, and we've been working together looking at some of the education and training that needs to happen and how we can continue to cultivate that. It's a lot of hands on deck. There's not exactly a one partner here in terms of there's so many different partners doing this work. So we're just trying to do it within, under the CUNY rubric to say, and here too. So we brought some classes, some of the training that the community was offering, we brought to a community college, and we offered it there in their continuing ed. So
that's fantastic. I didn't realize that CUNY was so big.
CUNY is very large. We have, I mentioned 25 schools, 250,000 students in degree programs, and another 250,000 students doing some kind of continuing ed, professional development. It might be, a class in basket weaving or CPR, or it might be a degree in a graduate program in journalism. So it really does the full gamut.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. So this is Rebecca Lurie from CUNY.
Thank you,
Rebecca.
Thank you very much, Dan.
My pleasure.